All right. Welcome to Kneecap Biting with Smokin Jeremy B. I have my guest, Wes, here. We're going to talk a few topics. I got a couple people that might be jumping on in a minute or two, but right now we're going to get into it. Let's see. Topic number one, the Senior Bowl and all that's going on with it. We've heard that Sam Howell has not looked good at all. Kenny Pickett looked good the first day, but so far the guy that's impressing Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes, and quarterbacks coach Mark Brunell has been Malik Willis. We've had quite a few defensive standouts. I've heard raves about. Let's see, who's the DN there? Oh, of course,
Johnson from Florida State. You're talking about
Johnson from Florida State. I also heard good things about Anderson from Montana State. I also heard a couple good things about a few corners and safeties that were there. Sorry, I just had to giggle. I saw I think it was your wife in the background.
No, it was my sister, actually.
Your sister, okay. Just sorry for assuming. Oh, what do you think about all that, Wes?
Well,
what's going on there?
Johnson from Florida State, I think is Jermaine Johnson, his name is.
Yes.
He's really established. He might even have passed. He might get in the middle of the first round now. Like he was supposed to be a mid-second round pick, but he's looked outstanding in that Senior Bowl practices. So I think that guy's going to get picked maybe in the top 20 now. He may even go before Ajabo in Michigan there. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
A lot of wide receivers I've been impressed with there. I like that Christian Watson, Jalen Tolbert. I mean, all the big name wide receivers don't go to the Senior Bowl. The guys that are already knew they were first rounders, they kind of avoid that. They don't want to drop their stock.
Right.
But it's the second and third and fourth rounders that play in the Senior Bowl. And then the Shrine Bowl, which is tonight at 8, is where you get your fifth, sixth, and seventh rounders playing, if they get picked at all. And undrafted free agents play in that one. So I'm going to check all that after our podcast here and watch that. It's on, I think, the NFL Network at 8 o'clock.
Chris Schilling's in watching, and he says, one pride, Detroit versus everybody. Absolutely, Chris.
So what do you think we're going to pick this year in the draft? What do you think? Which order are we going to go? Edge rusher first, probably. You got to think.
Well, that's the other thing that came out down there is Brad Holmes says he's not afraid to move back from that 2 spot. And if that's the case, and we can move back and get a little bit of a king's ransom for him, I'm all for it. But it would you'd almost have to get, like in this draft, a first, a third, and a fourth, plus next year's first to want to move back into the middle of the round.
Well, if we traded with somebody close to us, like let's say it's the Giants, what do they have, 5th and the 7th or something like that?
I'd make that trade Jets? Straight up. Yeah.
I don't think they'd offer us that. They'd offer us the 5th and maybe their second round pick.
Right.
To drop back 3 spots, it might be worth it. You get another second round pick, and then I might consider it. But I mean, that if you're picking 5th, you might even not take an edge rusher first. You could go a lot of different directions then once you drop back a bit.
Yeah, and then there's 4th and 10 with the Jets, and then there's 15, 16, and 19 with the Eagles.
Yeah, Eagles have 3, yeah. So, I mean, if they want to offer us, 2 first-round picks, let's say 15 and 16 for 2, I might think about it.
And Facebook user, your name's not on there. It says, "What's up, JB?" I'm thinking that's Quinn Cook. And another one says, "Hey, JB. Welcome. Could be Austin Hacker. Could be any number of them. As long as it says Facebook user, I don't know who you are."
I guess he's an anonymous guy.
Yeah.
Well, he says his name is Austin Hacker. It looks like here.
Yep, Austin Hacker. And Go Lions is absolutely right. That reminds me of my friend Eric Whitson. That's what he says every time he jumps in. Love the fact you guys are commenting as usual. Oh, there we go. I know who this one is. What's up, kiddo? That's my dad. That's Crazy Ken. And Steve Bauer's in the building.
Boy, there's a lot of guys named Facebook user today.
Yeah, I see that. Evidently, they didn't pay attention to what I said. Make sure you click that link and say, accept StreamYard to use your name when you comment. But 100%, I love the direction we're going. If we move back, great. Let's say we get like the 7th, a second round pick. And that at 7th, I would have to be hard pressed to not think about even taking Armand Gardner just because of the specimen he is at corner, or Devin Lloyd.
I'd love to get Devin Lloyd, or if we can't, if we can't get a linebacker that early, I really like Chad Mumma and Damone Clark, Shannon Tyndale. There's a lot of good linebackers in this draft. There's about 10 of them.
Yeah, and Tyler Sandak on YouTube, Bolt Fan 44 says, "Ask me how my day is going. My day is going fantastic. I'm actually on YouTube finally." Yeah, and I believe this is Dad saying I missed that link, I guess. LOL. Yeah, because he doesn't get on Facebook much. I got to tell him when I'm going on live. But after that, let's see. We've talked about Brad Holmes and the possible moving back. Draft pick wise, yeah, if we stay at 2, and let's say the scouting reports of what you see where teams went, and it's right about the Jags, and they're going Evan Neal first, you kind of have to stay at 2 and take Aiden Hutchinson. In my opinion, I like him a little better due to health and everything else and the overall play he had this year. And Kayvon Thibodeau played injured again this year and possibly hurt himself a little bit because he didn't have that same get off the blocks through the whole second half of the season and looked absolutely horrible in both games against Utah. And you think if it didn't work the first game, you'd do something different the second game. I mean, Aiden's only bad game was when he was double teamed at Georgia and he was manhandled.
Yeah, that's an interesting comparison. Like Thibodeau, maybe he's a little quicker. Maybe he's more like the big name guy, but Hutchinson is more of an all-around player. He's good against the run. You could even slide him inside. I think he could play D end in he could play D end in a 3 out with 2 outside linebackers and 3 guys on the D. He could play like outside D tackle like Brockers plays too. He's big enough, and he could bull rush. But I mean, he'd rather be on the edge. But he's not the fastest guy. But his motor is amazing. He never stops.
Right. And then Facebook user says, "How about trading down twice?" Oh, trading down twice. There's good and there's bad with it. Trading it doesn't make sense to me to do that.
Well, trading down is great, but the problem is you got to find someone to trade down with too.
Right.
To trade down, you have to find somebody that wants to trade up. And this year, because there's no big name quarterbacks, it's going to be hard to get someone to trade up.
Right. I mean, and let's say Jags has a brain fart and they go Thibs or Hutch instead of protecting Lawrence. Then you got teams like the Jets, the Giants, Minnesota, even Chicago might give up next year's first and a ransom this year just to be able to move up and take Neal or Cross. I mean, there's options there at that point.
It's possible. There's like 5 good offensive tackles and there's like 5 good edge rushers that are all going to go in the first round.
Yep. I mean,
there's a lot of corners too. Couple of safeties.
The one that I think is going to be
wide receivers. Yeah.
The next bust of the draft. And as much as I hate to say it, because he reminds me a lot of somebody else who came out and hasn't done nothing but a dime back. I'm comparing him to Greedy Williams. That's that Devin Stingley from LSU.
Yeah,
he can't stay on the field.
Mock drafts. Yeah.
Yep. He can't stay on the field and everything else. Yeah, we already talked a little bit about the Senior Bowl there, Bolts Fan 44. We talked about how who the Lions said they were impressed with, who the other podcasters said they were impressed with that are there streaming live, like Jeff Risden, and I don't know the Chris guy's name, just like Wes.
He never says his name. It's just Chris. He never announces it.
And then, I'm really excited to watch the Senior Bowl. I'm more excited to watch the Senior Bowl than I am to watch the Pro Bowl.
Exactly. I'm going to be staring at like edge rushers and wide receivers in that Senior Bowl and quarterbacks too, naturally, just to see how they do. But I really want to see Christian Watson, Jalen Tolbert. I wanted to see Danny Gray, but unfortunately he got hurt in the first practice of the Senior Bowl, so he's probably not playing now. Yeah, apparently he's really quick. He's like a 4.3 guy.
Yep. Him and the other guy that's small from Western Michigan, Sky Moore. Those two I'm really interested in seeing because they're
is he playing in the Senior Bowl? Is Sky Moore in the game? Okay.
Sky Moore's in. He's on the Jets side.
Yeah, well, so is Watson on the Jets side.
Yeah, I know the crazy speed and size.
Tolbert and Gray were going to be on our side, but now Gray's injured.
Right. Yeah, and you're right. There's some crazy talented defensive players in this draft, top to bottom. I like a few guys in the middle rounds. I like is that Kendrick Lamar, that is actually from Louisville, and I like Smoke Monday from Auburn. Both those guys, they have a lot of promise that they've been showing.
Yeah, this draft has a ton of safeties and a ton of linebackers. No matter how late, you could probably get a good linebacker or safety in the third, fourth, fifth round.
And
There's a lot of them.
Some of those mid and lower level cornerbacks, when I've been looking at their draft profiles and stuff, I like some of them better than some of the ones that they're saying up top. I mean, Armand Gardner 100% should be the number one corner off the board, in my opinion.
Yeah, there's a lot of good wide receivers in this draft too, but I think the Lions are going to be looking for a big wide receiver. We've already got, the slot covered.
Yep.
And we got little guys. We need somebody like 6'4", 6'5" that can still run and that can hold on to the damn ball.
I think the smallest guy they're going to look at, and he's a third rounder, is that Eric Akusamna from Texas Tech, 6'3", contested catch.
He's not the quickest, but he's big.
Yeah, he's like more of like a 4.45, 4.5 type of guy.
There's a guy named Alec Pierce. Alec Pierce is over 6
from
foot.
Cincinnati.
He's pretty good.
He's fast.
But Tolbert is fast. Watson is very fast. Watson's like 4'4", and he's 6'4", 210. He could be, who knows? I mean, he was like rated at 150 on Pro Football Focus, and now he's up to like 50 all in a week. Because everyone's seeing him at these practices. The guy is, because he played in a lesser league, but now against these good guys in the Senior Bowl, he looks just as good.
Right. And Classic Lion says, I'd love the Lions to draft Christian Watson. Yeah, we all would, because he's a fast guy. I mean, he's the late 4.3, early 4.4 type of speed. And
he ran the 100 in track in high school. Like I think he we'll see when the pro days come, but I think he run less than 4.4. We'll see. 4.39, 4.35. We'll never know. But a guy that big, that's scary. He can run that fast. And he's got good hands too.
Hey, I actually said the exact same names you just said. Their Facebook user, two good names are Kendrick Lamar and Smoke Monday. I named them verbatim.
Oh. Well, with like pick 32, we'd be more in the range of like, if we, let's say with our first round pick, if we're going safety, like that's if we don't take Kyle Hamilton, obviously, with the first pick, which I don't think we will. There's Daxton Hill in Michigan, Lewis Sine or Sine, I don't know how you say it.
Yeah, the guy out of Georgia.
Brisker
out of Penn State.
McKinley, Cook, like there's a lot of good. I mean, even in the later rounds, you can get a Corker or Bubba Bolden, like Leon O'Neal, Smoke Monday. Weatherford's a bigger guy. I don't know if he's a linebacker or a safety. He keeps switching him. And the Senior Bowl, they got him listed as a linebacker, but he was listed everywhere else as a safety. That's Sterling Weatherford. He's like 220. He's the size of Hamilton, but not as fast.
So's that Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar, he's a 6'3", 220 guy. Smoke Monday, I think, is 6'2" and 205 or 210. None of these guys that we've been mentioning, they're not little safeties. They're big safeties. They're not linebacker size safeties, but they're big for a safety.
You know who's interesting? That's a linebacker. He's playing in the Senior Bowl. Is that Channing Tyndall? He's on
Channing Tyndall.
Yep. Yeah, he was on Georgia. Yeah, and that guy is very, very fast. Like he can run like 4.4, 4.3, and he's good size. He's about 230 and about 6'3" too. I mean, he's more of he didn't get as much name as Nakobe Dean because he's an up and comer. I don't know. He might be just as good.
And he's more of an outside linebacker versus a middle.
Exactly. He's a cover guy. Yeah.
He'd be an edge guy and a cover edge guy. Yeah. Another guy that's been talked about is out of Wyoming is Chad Muma.
Yeah, he looks very good.
He looks very good. Very solid, tackles well.
I think he can play in all three downs. That guy's a good player.
Yeah. Keegan Eckert says, I know you guys are talking about the draft. What free agents do you think Holmes will go after? Well, I kind of covered that the last couple times, and we might get one splash guy. I mean, nobody major, not like a $20 million guy, but like a $8 to $12 million guy. But for the most part, I see them just getting a better caliber of prove-it player on the team than what we had last year. Overall.
A lot of it depends who we bring back and who we don't bring back.
Yeah.
Like if we bring back Josh Reynolds at wide receiver, Charles Harris at outside linebacker, and maybe Reeves Maben as, like a third linebacker. But I mean, I think definitely we're gonna. I don't know. Tracy Walker, you got to bring back. I think, but I wouldn't pay too much for him. Like if Tracy Walker wants like 8 or 10 million, we'll let him walk. If he can get back for 6, we'll take him. I mean,
I think if you could talk him into 8 million, you'll get it. But I think if he wants more than that, the only way they're going to keep him is if they tag him just to have him for a year and get the comp picks next year.
I don't think anybody will give him more than that, to be honest with you. He'll end up come crawling back to us because you know what teams look for? Guys who get a lot of interceptions, and he doesn't do that. He gets a lot of tackles, and he covers okay, but Tracy Walker is not a stud. He's a good safety, but he's not a stud. Like I wouldn't give him more 6 or 7 million myself. If he wants more than that, I'd let him walk, and I'd go get the guy from New Orleans and pay the 13 million and get a stud.
That's the thing is
Marcus Williams.
We're not guaranteed to get Walker back. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So we can't say Walker and Biskner. Yes, it might be a great tandem together, but everybody's banking on Walker coming back, and it's not a guarantee. They're going to try. They said Walker and Harris are their main targets to bring back already. So they realize their value to the team.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a good one too. What about Matt Corral? Is he still hurt or playing in the Senior Bowl? He is still injured. 100%. Austin Hacker asked us a question. Do you think Okudah has a breakout season next year, granted he stays healthy? Well, considering the reports I've seen from Dan and from Aaron Glenn before all the Senior Bowl stuff happened, I do hear good things about Okudah absorbing the playbook and actually putting in the extra work at Allen Park. So there's a chance. This was supposed to be his breakout year, and when he finally started making plays in the second half, he got hurt. So we don't know what this year could have been. So who knows? I hope he's good next year, but if he starts looking slow and everything else, you're looking at possibly our next strong safety in Okudah.
Our cornerback room is looking pretty good, whether Okudah comes back strong or not. To be honest with you, they might shift him over to safety.
I see AO as the number one right now, hands down, for what's on the roster. And Okudah would be coming in at
Barry Jacobs looked good when he played. Melifonwu will look good when he's healthy. AJ Parker looks good. I mean, we got a lot of safety.
I think we still got Bobby Price, who's a safety / corner, so you can move him back to safety.
Yeah, he's an ERFA, so which means we pretty much got him. He can't sign with anybody else.
Right.
You can get him like $800,000, and he's got to take it, basically. But Bobby Price, I don't know. He's more of a special teamer, I think, but he's got a lot of raw ability. Like he can run fast and jump high and all that stuff, but he's got to learn how to play football. I don't know. He's like he said, he's starting to get better on special teams, but they'll probably they'll bring him back.
Who, Reeves Maven you talking about? Yeah. He's going to get a league minimum contract for a year. That's what I see happening, to see if he can prove that that this wasn't a fluke.
Well, Reeves Maven last year they paid him 1.2. I think he'll come back for about the same. A 1-year deal.
That's pretty much the league minimum
deal. Yeah. Well, league minimum is like 700, but I mean,
for a veteran,
yeah, you're right. I think
it's a league
about
minimum.
$1 million. Yeah.
I mean, for somebody just coming off the rookie contract, see, we already signed him to the vet minimum after coming off the rookie contract last year. So I think he wouldn't sign for any less.
Khalif Raymond, we might bring him back, but I think he's not going to get any more. He'll probably get $1 million if he comes back. To me, he's just a punt returner. He's too small. I don't know. I mean, I like his attitude, but I mean, I'm not big on 5'8" receivers myself.
Dan Davis says, "What's up, guys?" Now, here's that one that I told you was going to come up. Look, there's a recent report that say looking for Sean Payton for offensive court. It was not for offensive coordinator. That's what everybody assumed it was. You got to remember, Sean Payton is under contract as the head coach of New Orleans till 2025. He stepped down. He did not retire. That means he's taking this year off. So I think he's coming in to be a consultant and to talk with his friend, Dan Campbell, who he mentored for the past 4 or 5 years.
And I don't think he's going to be working for the Lions officially at all. He's just a friend of Dan Campbell, like you said. Like he's not going to work for anybody this year. He might do some TV. Who knows? But Sean Payton, I don't blame him for stepping out of New Orleans because they're in trouble this year. They're $70 million over the cap. They're going to lose half their team just to get under the cap. They aren't going to be able to re-sign any of their own free agents. Like, they're not going to be that good this year. And he's stepping away. He's burnt. Like, he's been doing this too long, like 16-hour days for 10 years straight. Like, it's getting to him, I think.
All right. Facebook user is talking to you, Wes.
What do you think about bringing him back? Well, you know what? I consider it if he come back cheap. The Dominican suit. If he come back for $5 million, I'd take him.
I mean,
for even one year deal, 1 year.
Even at that 1 year deal that he got last year, going back to the Bucks, he signed at exactly six. Exactly at 6, which would be at the high end of where I'd consider it.
Yeah. Well, he's a year older now, so now it's 5.
All you got to do is, you don't got to copy the link. You just click on it, Dan, in your Messenger. I can't get on Messenger because it'll freeze up the show. Let me do it through my phone. Just a second.
Yeah, where it says StreamYard, just click on it and you'll be in. Then it'll say join once you get on StreamYard. But about Sue coming back, I actually think that would be a great idea. But I don't know if Sue's interested in it or not. But you know, he could be a mentor just like Brockers is right now and help out in the D line for 1 year, teach the young guys. I actually think we're going to draft a defensive tackle, to be honest with you. I think we're only going to have maybe 1 or 2 guys in this whole team 30 years old this year. There's going to be Brockers, and that might be it. I don't know. Like, and pretty much said, a young team.
He said, "What?" The Facebook user says, "Wes, what about Josh Gordon?"
No, I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. No.
I mean, yeah, he's got decent speed still. He looked okay in the one game he came in, but he's mostly been on the practice squad all year. So that means he wasn't good enough to hit the field.
His issues are off the field, not on the field so much.
He stayed clean all year. That was the stipulation of coming back.
Yeah, but
he's tested weekly.
He didn't do much, and then he got hurt, right? So, I mean, I don't know.
No, they just only activated him when players was hurt. They could put him back on the practice squad.
He's in his 30s now anyways. I mean, he's a mere shadow of what he once was.
He'll be just turning 30.
Yeah.
Let's see. Mid-level guys, we could... I think DJ Shark is one that they could possibly target if they wanted to go, who's big and kind of quick. If they wanted a fast, speedy little guy, they could go for Andy Isabella, which would be cheap. All right. And there he is.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Welcome in, Big Dan.
How's it going, everybody?
Oh, good. We just covered the Senior Bowl and the draft and answered a few questions, but here's my next topic for you. Last night, Minnesota says, I'm taking Kevin O'Connelly and sent Jim Harbaugh packing back to Michigan. And he tucked his tail between his legs and decided, yeah, I'm going to stay at Michigan. I won't take any more job offers, blah, 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 or interviews. I think that's awesome. And Marcus Leonard, the guy who helped me create my intro, I still got to figure out how to put it in the show, but I got it, Marcus. Thank you, Marcus. How you doing?
Yeah, on the Harbaugh thing, he went there thinking that he was going to get an offer, and they just wanted to conduct a formal interview. So he was cocky and arrogant going in there, and they said he just wasn't a fit.
Well, that report from Chris Ballas, he came into the team room and told the team, I'm leaving. I got the job in Minnesota. That was how he said it. He didn't pull any punches. He said, I have the job in Minnesota. And when he got there and acted that cocky like he already had the job, they're like, yeah, we're not giving you the keys to the kingdom. Get the hell out of here.
Well, pretty much.
And Marcus says, doing good, bro. Austin Hacker says, sounds like Harbaugh. Yes, it does.
Yeah, I think he wanted too much control. He thought he was going to, run everything like he did in Michigan, but it wasn't going to be that way in the NFL.
Right. I mean, do you think Rick Spielman's going to step back and let him pick the draft picks over him?
I think he got fired too, didn't he? When they let everyone go, that they got rid of their GM. I don't even know
did they get rid of Spielman? I thought he was there.
He was until he was there for years, but I think he's gone.
I saw
Wow.
something just earlier that Rick Spielman might get hired by the Jags organization to go above Belky. Like he'll report directly to the owner, and his position is higher up than Trent Belky's is.
Mark
Yeah,
my
'cause
words. If
Minnesota cleaned house just like Chicago. They got rid of everybody.
if they hire Rick Spielman to be above Belky, how much you want to bet Byron Leftwich will come back and sign with the Jags? Because that's why he didn't sign. That's why he didn't sign. He hated the GM.
That is true.
I mean, because they said last week, what was it, 3 days in on the interviewing process, that Byron Leftwich was their guy. Deal is waiting for him to sign at, what was it, $6 million a year?
Yeah, and then it came out he just didn't like Trent Belky, so yeah, the rest is history.
Can't really blame him. Trent Belky's kind of been butt.
Do you guys think we're going to sign any free agents this year? I don't think we're going to touch any wide receivers. I think we're going to sign maybe a safety and maybe a linebacker. We'll see, but we're not going to break the house. But those positions don't cost you as much as like a wide receiver does.
Well, once over the cap adjusted everything for the rookie contracts that are coming, after the rookie contracts, which is estimated with our 8 picks at $9.9 million, it's saying that we have $23,969 left.
Yeah, but if we cut Trey Flowers, that add another $11 million to that.
Right,
so,
that's $11 million, and the other one that adds $6 million because you can afford to cut them this year because that's the way the restructure worked.
Like the best safety in the market is Marcus Williams in New Orleans, and that guy is a stud. And he played for Dan Campbell and Aaron Glenn for 5 years.
Yeah.
Like he might come here. I mean, about $13 million, and then you could give him a big signing bonus. It only cost you about $5 million against the cap this year. Next year to be the full 13, but I think he might come. I think if we're going to spend money on something, it'll be a safety. Because if we don't bring back Walker, we don't have anybody in the safety room. Like we need somebody.
I knew this was coming. He's turning 30 and he's injured right now. Oh. If we go after safeties, Diggs is hurt, but there any
Diggs
chance
would be
he come
cheap,
back?
But he's injured now. We don't know if he'll be back by the time the season starts.
He had like a dislocated ankle and a broken tibula or something. It's going to take a while to heal up.
Yeah, he's going to be at best maybe September, and then he might not ever be what he was. So who knows? But
and he's 29, turning 30 years old. That's going in the opposite direction of what this team's trying to do.
So that's what I mean. Marcus Williams in New Orleans is 25. This is his first chance to get paid big in the NFL. And I think he'd like to come here. That's a chance. Now, a linebacker, I don't know. I don't know if we go after somebody there or not.
I think we'll bring Josh Reynolds back. He wants to come back.
Well, yeah, I'm talking about players on other teams right now. But yeah, on our own team, we already we talked about that for a while.
Yeah.
I think we'll bring back Josh Reynolds, Charles Harris, and we'll try to bring back Tracy Walker. But if any of them want too much money, they're going. Like I wouldn't give Walker more than $6 or $7 million.
And I would, and I say the same thing for Charles Harris.
Charles Harris, edge rushers get a little more, maybe 8 at the tops for him, I think. But I mean, he only had one good year. He sucked for 4 years in this league before that. I mean,
put it this way: he got 7.5 sacks this year. In his career, he has 11.5 sacks.
Exactly. Now, Josh Reynolds, I don't think he would cost you much. Maybe you could probably get him for about $3 million a year, maybe.
Facebook user says, "Go Lions," and then he says, "As long as they cut Will Harris, he's A1 hot trash." Unfortunately, Dan Campbell and Aaron Glenn and Aubrey Pleasant like the way he played the nickel for pressure. So they'll probably bring him back for dirt cheap.
He's not even a free agent. He's under contract this year. He only makes $1 million a year. So I mean, he'll probably be back, but he won't be on the field. He'll be a backup. And he'll be a backup slot corner, not a backup safety, because they already proved he can't play safety. But he actually wasn't too bad when they put him over the corner. He was better than he was at safety.
Right, because
I'm not saying he was good, but he was okay for a fill-in.
When he was in coverage, he was a liability. But when they brought him in to blitz and help in run coverage, he was great because he can tackle.
Well, the one game when he played slot corner, he was covering linebackers and running backs pretty good out of the backfield. Maybe he's been playing the wrong position his whole life before this.
Well,
I don't know.
Imagine that. Somebody drafted by Quinn or Patricia playing the wrong position.
Exactly.
But I mean, as much as I hate to say it, the third best free agent linebacker right now by the list that's out is Jared Davis.
I actually think the best free agent linebacker is that Devondre Campbell from Green Bay.
But they're in contract talks trying to do.
Yeah, but they're $40 million over the cap, and if they want to bring back Devontae Adams, they aren't going to be able to bring him back too. Like they got their own problems with the cap. Not as bad as New Orleans, but they're the second worst.
They're trying to talk him into a futures contract so it doesn't count this year, so they can alleviate all that dead cap and have some room next year. That's what they're trying.
They're going to have to do a lot of things.
How many wide receivers will we carry on the roster? 5, 6?
Well, we carried 6 this year, so I have the feeling it'll be the same again this year.
Yeah, we'll carry 6, but one has to be able to return punts or kickoffs or something like that, I think. So we'll see what happens.
I know that we have only Cephas and St. Brown under contract right now, so do you think we'll sign a guy or just draft a couple receivers?
I think we're going to re-sign Reynolds.
I think we'll bring back Reynolds. That'll give us 3, okay? And then I think we're going to draft a couple. That's what's going to happen. Or maybe we'll sign a free agent cheap. I don't know. We'll see. But
if there's a tight end decent who will be cheap, they may sign one. But more than likely, they'll draft one late in the draft that has some receiving skills.
I think they'll draft one early and one late. I think we're going to get one maybe around pick 32, 34. We'll see. Maybe not. It depends how it all falls, eh? You can't predict these things.
Yeah.
If Drake London falls to 32, they're taking him. But I don't think that's going to happen.
I think Drake London's going to go somewhere between 15 and 19.
I honestly think we're going to pick a receiver with pick 66. That's what's going to happen.
3rd round then, yeah.
That's more realistic. Or maybe pick 97. One of those two. But I'm hoping we could get Christian Watson or Jalen Tolbert with pick 66 or 67.
I love both those guys. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see Tolbert falling out of the 2nd round. I see him going 2nd round.
Christian Watson might still be there at 66, but we'll see.
Yeah, Christian Watson, his stock is rising. Earlier on, he's like a 6th, 5th round guy. Now he's bumped up to the 4th round, I've seen.
His stock was low at the beginning because he played at a real small school. He was at North Dakota State University, and they play against lesser competition. But he's proven at the Senior Bowl that he's just as good as everyone else there. The guy is 6'4" and he can run like the wind, man. That guy's 4'4" he runs. And he's tall and he can catch the ball. Yeah.
Yep. And Facebook user says Romeo Dubs. Yeah, Romeo Okwara's coming back, but we don't know what he'll be like because he is on the older side.
He's talking about Romeo Dubs, I think a wide receiver.
Dobbs?
At the Senior Bowl. Yeah, he spelled Dubs, D-O-U-B. Yeah.
Romeo Dobbs. He's on that small side.
He's the guy that Christian Strong was thrown to in college, right?
Carson Strong.
Yeah, Carson Strong. That's his name, Carson Strong. I get Christian on my brain with Christian Watson here.
And as far as arm strength, Carson Strong probably is the best prospect for NFL type arm strength. They're saying he's got Josh Allen, Pat Mahomes type of arm strength, but the problem is
I wouldn't touch him with a 10-foot pole with his knee.
His problem is he has he has EJ Manuel brains and Carson Wentz's durability.
Yeah, and Carson Strong has the knees of a 65-year-old man. That's the problem.
Yes.
I would never draft that guy as my quarterback. Yeah. One hit and he's gone. And he's not mobile at all. He can't run. He can't move at all.
And I was right when Brandon Whedon came out in college, the world's oldest rookie in the NFL. He's gone.
That may be the stupidest pick ever made by Cleveland. Was that Cleveland that made that? Yeah, that was terrible.
It was.
My God.
And they wonder why they're still struggling.
Well, I'm older than you guys. I can remember a lot of stupid picks we've made over the years too. Back in the day.
Terry Fair over Randy Moss.
Wow.
I remember when we picked Terry Fair. I'm like, who? Who's this guy?
Yeah. And Randy Moss was right there.
Yeah.
Went the next pick to Minnesota. Hall of Fame career.
Yeah.
But let's not talk about the past.
Yeah.
This is different.
I've said that. This is a different era. We're not used to this. We're not used to a GM that actually knows how to scout. And when we hired this guy as GM, I said, you guys just don't realize how good this guy is. You guys are like, who is he? I said, he was the lead scout that told Les Snead everybody to draft for the last 10 years in the Rams. He's picked 29, not just Pro Bowlers, all pros.
Aaron Donald. I mean, guys like that.
Well,
I mean,
that was a no-brainer that Mayhew screwed up. Sorry.
I think Aaron Donald didn't go to like 8th or 9th that year. Like, he wasn't picked that early. There was a lot of guys went ahead of him that never turned out as well.
Yeah, including Ebron.
Yeah, Eric Ebron. There's a brilliant pick when Aaron Donald's sitting there looking at you. Jesus.
I have to laugh when I talk about it because it was horrible.
Well, hindsight's always 20/20, I guess.
Okay, guys, all I got to ask is while you're at it, don't forget to go on to YouTube, subscribe, like, and share the video if you want to see more content. The more it gets up there, the faster this show grows. So share it with all your pages. I don't care.
Yeah, as soon as this show's over, I'm going to watch the Shrine Bowl on the NFL Network there, and that's more guys that are picked in the 5th, 6th, and 7th round. But you might see some gems in there. You never know.
Chris Schilling says Martin Mayhew, no brainer fits. Yes. Okay. What do you guys want to cover now? What else is going on that you guys would like to talk about? I did see an interesting rumor about Karen Rodgers.
Oh, where's he going now? Tennessee, I heard the latest one.
Tennessee.
Well, he's actually bought 20 acres just outside of Nashville in a town called Franklin, and he's having a house built. But that's what I hear.
I don't know. I have a feeling if he goes, I mean, I don't think he's staying in Green Bay, to be honest with you. I think he is going somewhere. But my guess is Denver, maybe Carolina. Not Carolina, but Tennessee, because they have a good team. If they had him, they'd have a good team.
Right.
I mean, he's going to go somewhere with a chance to win a ring. He's a ring whore. That's what he's going to do.
Did you see Derrick Henry, A.J. Brown, and Aaron Rodgers all on the same team? That's nasty. And
as soon as he goes to Tennessee, Devontae Adams is a free agent. He'll go with him probably.
And I believe
they go together wherever they go.
I believe this is my dad saying, "Don't forget to let me know when the Senior Bowl is airing." And
it's on Saturday afternoon at about 2:30.
Is that on NFL Network or
NFL Network?
All right, there you go, Dad. NFL Network 2:30.
And the Shrine Bowl is tonight at 8:00 NFL Network. That's for the late round picks.
As soon as we get off here, that's where I'm going to next.
There's a tight end watching the Shrine Bowl tonight. What the heck was his name? I had it written down here. He's like a monster. He's like 6'7". Where are my tight ends? I got them listed here somewhere. Jelani Woods. That's it.
Yep. You just mentioned him earlier.
The size of that guy, and he's got hands. The guy can catch, man. He can actually move and catch for a man that big. It's amazing.
And Ken Bulrick, hi, Jeremy's dad. I was right. That's the way it was. That's saying all that. Oh, man.
Tight end I like is Trey Berry out of Boston College.
Yeah, there's a lot of good tight ends in this draft for sure. If you want somebody who's just going to block that Daniel Bellinger in the Senior Bowl, Campbell and them seem to like him. They interviewed him on Detroit Lions podcast this morning. He's a big one too. He's about 6'6" and about 250. He's a good blocking tight end. I think he plays San Diego State, somewhere out west.
Right.
But he looked pretty good. That Jelani Woods.
And another one, if he could stay healthy, it would be great, is that kid out of SMU, that Grant Caldera that's on the Lions team as a tight end.
Yeah, I don't think they're looking so much for a receiving tight end. They're looking for a guy who can block and catch a little bit. They want a guy who can block for sure. Right. Because they got TJ Hawkinson. He's going to be the main receiving tight end.
And
I think
because
they're looking for someone who can hit.
And because he's a restricted, undrafted free agent, we still got Block Wright, too.
Well, somebody to compete with Block Wright. Yeah.
Yep. I noticed I didn't say Brock. I said Block on purpose because that kid laid a few blocks out there.
Oh, he can block. That's what you want, though. I mean, for your second tight end, you got to be able to block.
Keegan Eckerd, what about the Wisconsin tight end? Wisconsin tight ends can always block. The problem is they usually have stone hands.
Yeah. I think he's talking about Jake Ferguson out of Wisconsin.
Yep, that's the one. And he's good. He's a great blocking tight end, but he has Ebron's hands and the route running ability of a snail.
We'll see. He's playing in the Senior Bowl. Jay Ferguson's playing in the Senior Bowl, so we'll see. Jay or Jake, whatever it is, but he's playing in the Senior Bowl. There's a few of them there.
Yep.
That Bellinger is the one the Lions seem to be talking to a lot. He's more because I think they're looking more of a blocker who can catch too.
Oh, Chris Schilling just went there. The tight end to get would have been last year, Freiermuth. Yeah, but the problem is when you already got a TJ Hawkinson, you don't need a Freiermuth.
You need a blocker.
You need a blocker and a complement to him. And that's what we're missing. We're missing one guy that can do a little bit of both, help him with the blocking and also receive. That way, the tight end isn't just one guy out there that's your main target.
I think a lot of people don't realize we're probably going to draft another defensive tackle this year, too, because we're not done with the D-line yet.
No.
And for sure, Brockers is leaving after this year. He'll play one more year, but he's going to be getting like 32 by then, and he's only under contract for this year. But after that, we need someone else to fill in there because we're not going to re-sign Williams. He's gone. So, I mean, you need somebody. We're not sure about Onzarika yet. He didn't look like a stud his first year, but I know he was hurt and all that, but we'll see.
He didn't play for 8 games. And in the first game back was against Pittsburgh. And it's funny. That's when Lee McNeil started to show out because everybody knew Levi was more of the pass rusher of the two. So they started focusing. Oh, look at this. We got Detroit Dom in the building. What's up, Dom?
What's up? I would have been on earlier, but my Snowbird folks called, and I got like 25 minutes of my stepdad, and we're talking Lions football, and I was like, Mike, I hate to cut you off, but I'm supposed to be talking about supposed to have a planned conversation about these things with my friends. But then he had to hand the phone to my mom, and I got 15 minutes of don't die in the snow. But anyways. They both needed up to the minute, weather forecast. How much did it snow? How are the roads?
I hear you.
It's my folks. I love them. They care.
Oh, hey, folks are great.
And honestly, my mom and my stepdad are 2 of my 5 best friends.
That's amazing. It's awesome.
They're great. Anyways, where are we at?
Oh, we were talking a little bit around the world on the draft,
the draft, the Senior Bowl, free agents in the NFL, free agents we're going to re-sign on their own team. You name it, just jump in. Anything, it doesn't matter.
That's all very fresh in my mind. I don't know. You tell me. Rapid fire or something. Free agents. We should re-sign. Let's start there.
Okay.
Free agents, Walker, Harris,
yes.
Reeves, maybe if it's cheap enough.
Yes.
Well, the same with Walker and Harris.
And Josh Reynolds.
Enough, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give Tracy Walker more than $6 or $7 million.
No,
If he wants more than that, let him walk. I don't care. Well, I'd rather go sign her.
Unless they're that adamant, they have to have him. Like they said, if they can't get a deal done, I bet you they tag him. Just because.
No, you tag him. You got to give him $10 million.
Right.
Yeah, it's only for 1 year though. Better than
I would never tag him.
I would rather give him $10 million for 1 year. Probably rather than lose him for nothing. But you know what's funny? And I say this all the time I absolutely hate the damn Cowboys. Yep. But considering how much sports has become analytics and sabermetrics and blah, 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 this and that, basically what are you worth? What do you produce? This is what the Cowboys should have done with Dak Prescott when it came to, and this will tie into Walker, I promise, real quick. When it came to Dak Prescott, he wanted all that money. I would have sat, Jerry never would have, but if I was the GM and or the owner of the Cowboys, I'd have sat him down and said, look here, Dak.
You're not getting
that. we have you rated as whatever, the 10th, 12th, whatever, 8th best. Doesn't matter. Whatever number you have him, you say this is where that number falls salary-wise based upon players that I can compare to you. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to give you top 3, top 5 quarterback money because you, sir, are not a top 5 quarterback. You're damn sure not a top 3 quarterback. I'd say you're going to get market value for the 10th best quarterback because that's all we can afford to pay you because that is what you are worth. I would tell Tracy Walker the same thing.
Tracy Walker is more like the 25th best safety in the league. He can tackle. He can cover.
I think he's in
the teens. He gets 1 pick a year at best.
I think he's in the teens.
Yeah, he made it to the teens. He had
$6 million a year. That's what I'm saying.
I would give him a deal commensurate of that. I would say we're not, we'll give you.
Well, when you tag a guy, when you franchise tag a guy, you got to give him top 3 money, which is stupid.
I understand.
I wouldn't give him $10 million.
I thought it works 100%. Top 3 or top 5.
But
one
for
one,
average of the top
for 1
3,
year.
I thought it was. Yeah. I would rather sign Marcus Williams from New Orleans. He's 25 years old, and the guy's a stud. He'd be $13 million, but you know what? It's worth it.
If we're talking about Walker and safeties, I would rather give the bag to Jesse Bates, but he's not coming here.
Jesse Bates is going to get franchise.
He will get franchise tag.
Or
Marcus Williams won't. Marcus Williams won't because New Orleans is $70 million over the cap. They can't.
That's true.
They can't bring back any of their guys.
How old's Marcus Williams?
25.
Sign me up. If we can't work it out with Walker, sign me up.
And he played for Campbell and Glenn for 5 years.
You can move him way up on my list. That's another name. I forgot about him. Thank you for mentioning him. Yeah.
He gets three or four picks every year. He gets 100 tackles every year. The guy's a good safety. Very good.
Yeah, I'd be in on that. I mean, I still say we have to be frugal and smart about our free. I would say we have to be frugal and smart about our free agents.
Yeah, but the weakest position on our team is safety. If Walker leaves, who do we have?
Sure, it's not.
We have nobody.
Sure.
We have nobody.
Are you sure it's not linebacker?
Well, it's
or D end. Maybe D. Probably not D tackle based upon.
I'd say linebacker and safety are close first and second. You're right.
Yeah,
but at least we have Derek Barnes. We got something to build on there. If we bring back Maben, he's not good, but he's okay for like a third linebacker.
Right.
But I mean, we're going to draft 1 or 2 linebackers, and maybe we get one in free agency too. But I don't think we can break the bank on both. We've only got so much cap space.
I don't think we can break. We shouldn't break the bank on anybody. And if we do, it can be one guy.
You know what? If you just cut, what's his name? Trey Flowers. There's $11 million right there. That covers your safety problem if you go out and get a free agent safety.
That I would assume at this point that's all but a done deal.
I agree.
I don't know if would it maybe cost them more money to do it now? Because if it doesn't, cut them right now.
You can actually save more money if you wait till June 1st, but it isn't
that's what it is. Then June 1st at 12:01. I'm showing up at his house. Not only are you cut, but we want some of the money back from those paychecks that you stole.
Most teams don't wait that long because if you cut them earlier, then you can go out and actually have the money to sign free agents in March when they sign the free agents.
Right. That's why they do it early.
That's why they do it early.
Me and Jeremy and Dan knew, and you probably did as well, sir. We all knew. I mean, I knew what we were getting when we got Trey Flowers.
We got a run-stuffing DN that occasionally gets pressure. And I said that from the jump. And I said paying him that much money, paying him like a top 10 DN was wrong.
It was, but it's unfortunately.
But at the time, that was the market value.
All top tier, every single last top tier free agent, I don't care where you go, they all get overpaid. Plus add the Lions tax into that. And that's Trey Flowers.
And yes,
I'm hoping with our new coaching staff and regime that Lions tax will be dropping because players are getting the message getting around. Maybe they want to come here now. They want to play for Campbell. Let's hope that way.
I tend to think so. Maybe not so much going into this offseason, but with what I'm expecting, it's funny because I was just talking to my stepdad about this. I am going to keep a very close. I'm going to keep multiple peeled eyes, as many as I can come up with, on the first Vegas line for the over/under on wins for the Lions. Because if they have it at a way low number this year, like they had it at a higher number last year, I'm getting in on that. Like over/under comes out as 4, I'm putting $1,000 down.
Oh, for sure.
Something would have to go terribly wrong.
Just the schedule alone is so much easier than it was last year.
I mean, we should have won 6, 7, 8 games this year. We really should have won.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying, if you look how close we were and good teams win close games, me and
Jeremy, you and I have talked about this for hours, and Dan too, hours and hours and hours.
And I sat there, I said, take out the whole ref issues in it, even though technically that kick should have never happened. Kudos to Tucker for making it, but it never should have happened in the Ravens game.
Right.
but after about the go ahead, Jeremy, go ahead.
But that being said, we were only out of 5 games all season.
I agree.
We covered the spread in 12
and that was not at all because of
games.
our talent. It was because of our effort.
And our coaching.
Oh, 100%.
Our coaching and our effort. Because we were playing, we were headed against this all year. We had so much dead cap and so many injuries. Like it was like we didn't have much of a chance to field much of a team.
I wish that I did this kind of stuff strictly for a living, because I would sit down right now for the next I don't know if you could do 2 a day. Let's say you did. I would sit down right now for the next 31 days and watch every minute of every other team play. And then I could still come out and say, there is not a goddamn team in the league that plays harder than us.
We were not favored in a game this year.
If our talent,
we were the underdog in every game.
Effort,
No,
look out.
believe it or not, we were actually favored for 2 days against Philly.
Why?
No, but
that changed. By the time the game started, we were a 3-point dog, though.
Right.
We could be Philly next year. I'm not even going to lie. And it turned out being a bad take. I didn't think it was at the time. I had the Eagles projected for 5 wins this year.
But they had some people show up that we didn't expect.
Well, they started running the damn ball.
Yeah, and mostly a Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I mean, he impressed me. I was never necessarily a doubter. I was let me wait and see. He impressed me. I like Jalen Hurts.
This is one I wanted to talk about anyways.
I wanted Jalen Hurts and Lincoln Riley 2 years ago.
I know. But this is something that I wanted to talk about anyways, and we're going to go around the table. I'll lead the discussion. What's everyone think about the Lions on Hard Knocks? Go ahead, Wes.
I'd love to see it. I would absolutely love it. Dan Campbell is made for the camera. Like, I mean, that would be so entertaining. Like, I don't know if it would. I don't think it helps the team or hurts the team one way or the other. I really don't think you're giving away any big state secrets nowadays, the way things are anyways. But, I mean, it would be so entertaining. It would be the best Hard Knocks ever, in my opinion.
Dom?
I agree 100%. I don't know. I mean, because it's been on for so many seasons now. Back when I had HBO, I used to watch it, and like the Jets one was fun with Rex Ryan, because he's a good soundbite. But I promise you, a lot of people are already they're maybe not turning their heads about the Lions, but they're kind of doing one of these, like looking in their periffs. But the exposure could only help us, and I guarantee you it would do huge ratings.
All right, Dan.
Yeah, I agree too. I think Dan Campbell is made for Hard Knocks. I think if we end up on there, that'll be probably one of the highest rated episodes of Hard Knocks ever.
Who amongst us wouldn't want to watch? What's that, like 8? No. How many episodes is a season of that usually? 6 or 8?
I think it's like 12 because they.
I think they start at the beginning of the preseason and they go right to the end of the season now.
I would love to watch a Lions football TV show. Would love it, and I think a lot of other NFL fans would too.
Yeah, my wife wouldn't like it too much, but I'd love it.
Okay, I'm going to give my take on it.
Go ahead.
All right, my take is I personally don't care either way, but I do think it would be very entertaining. It would be great to see because this team has been so transparent already. And if I remember right, it actually starts at the draft and then it takes a break and it does an episode in the training camps and then it picks back up at preseason. Right. If I remember right.
Yeah, I think, yeah, it's something like that. I think there's at least
there's like a
one or
lull
two
in the middle where they just really don't do a lot of episodes is what I'm getting at.
No, yeah, for sure. I think they do a couple. They probably do one for like the off-season stuff. They do a few for OTAs and training camp, and then the preseason. That's for sure how they get to their 12. Yeah, it'd be awesome.
And I think they do it like they'll do a couple episodes about the first quarter of the season, a couple about the middle, a couple about the third quarter, and then towards the end of the season. I think that's how that works, and it ends up being a show every week while they do it.
Right.
Yeah, they follow the team everywhere. They got cameras everywhere, and then they just pick the stuff that's entertaining and interesting to put on the actual show that makes the cut. Yeah.
We could be on TV. In the Crown and maybe as members of the media. But no, it's funny because I have, lots of football friends. I do that. I do my podcast every Saturday, and it's me and a Packers fan and a Texans fan and an Eagles fan and all those other shows I do. And that literally nobody amongst my 20 or so friends and probably 100 more people that are acquaintances or internet friends or whatever. None of them have a bad thing to say about the Lions right now. Every one of them say, I think you're finally doing this rebuild right, and I like what you guys are doing, and you have a bright future. And I'm like, thank you for noticing
And
something that the rest of us already knew.
Austin Hacker, you're absolutely right. Jamal Williams would make that show.
Jamal's, yeah.
I wish we still had Darius Slay just for the show, and maybe as a mentor. I know we don't do that, but I'm just saying, strictly for the show, Darius Slay would be great.
Mm-hmm.
Here's why I think bringing back Sue would be great. I think he would be a better vet leader than what Brockers has been, because he actually has came out and said he would love to play for Dan Campbell. And that, with the way that restructure is set up, we could cut Brockers and pick up Sue for the exact same amount of money.
For the contract, we're stuck with Brockers this year. He's going to make $10 million. We'd be burning ourselves at dead cap. But we could have them both. We're losing.
No.
Nick Williams is leaving. Sue could take his place.
No more dead cap, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this year, the only dead cap we'll have when we cut Trey Flowers, we'll have about 10 dead cap, but we save 11 by doing it. So I think he was going to make 23. We save 11 by cutting him. So we're better off.
Oh, so are we getting like big relief once the league year changes? Because I know we were number 1 in dead cap this year, but that was just for this year.
There's a website called Spot Track. Just click on there, Cap Tracker, and click on the Lions.
I go on there.
It's all right there. It's all right there.
We have a little bit.
We have 7 million dead cap.
Yeah.
I think it's from getting rid of Jamie, what's his name, last year when we cut the linebacker there.
It's 3 that we got rid of last year. It's the medical exemption from Terrell Williams. I think that was like a little under $1 million that carried over. There was $5 million from Jamie Collins, and the rest is Jelani Tavai.
Well, 7 million is nothing. Even 20 million. Every team ends up with about 20 million dead cap. It's just
could be worse. Could be the Saints.
Yeah. Well, look at New Orleans. Yeah, they're at 70 million over the cap before the season starts. They're screwed. Unless they restructure everybody in the team and cut half the guys, they can't even get under the cap.
I'm 99% sure that's why Sean Payton was like,
I agree 100%. That's why he walked away
already.
Yep. We were saying that at the beginning of the podcast that he walked away because he knew they're going to suck.
70 million in the hole.
Yep. And
going to the broadcast booth.
Yeah, first place for worst cap this year is the New Orleans Saints.
Green Bay's number 2.
Yeah,
Green Bay.
Second place is Green
Bay. Green Bay's 40 million over.
Yeah, my buddy's freaking out. Like, Rodgers is going to leave. They're way in the cap hole. He's like,
there's no way Devontae Adams is coming back if Rodgers leaves. He's going to get out of there. He'll probably go with him wherever he goes.
What was it? Week 8, the report came out that Adams already said, I'm looking forward to next season, possibly playing with Derek Carr. It'd be the first time I've been able to reunite with them since college.
Yeah, that's a real strong possibility. I love that AFC West. That's why I still say Rodgers is not going to Denver.
Yeah, he'd be.
Till it happens, I will not give any credence to that rumor.
No, nope. And plus with them buying property in Tennessee, I see that more.
I just heard about that the other day, and they were kind of the ones in the back of my head. And then after Ryan Tannehill pooped the bed, I was like, Tennessee, run game, weapons, good defense.
Aaron Rodgers with Derek Henry and
much easier than the AFC West.
Nothing to do with why I'm doing it, but pretty soon the East-West Shrine Bowl is getting ready to start. It's that time of the night when we should say goodbye. I want to thank everybody for dropping in. I want to thank everybody for making comments. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share on YouTube. Get this out there. Put it on all the pages you want. Have a great day. And thanks for watching Kneecap Biting with Smoking Jeremy B. Thank you to our guests, Wes Kniven, Dom DeRubis, and Dan Davis. I thank all 3 of you for showing up today. It's been a blast.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Signing off. Have a great evening.
All right. See you guys next week. I got to go